Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with another video for Eve Echoes. Now today we've had a load of new events added to the game, from the ship data test manual to the navigator program to new faction wargames modes. So I thought today would be an opportunity to sit down and talk about what these are, how they work, and just showcase whether or not it's something that you feel you should be spending money and time on. Now if you do enjoy this video, please let me know by hitting a like on it, subscribe to the channel for all things Eve Echoes, dinging that notification bell and making sure to tap all notifications. If you want to go the extra mile to support the channel as well, we have a Redbubble merchandise store and a Patreon page where you can pledge to support and earn exclusive merchandise there. Anyway, let's have a look at these events. Now obviously you can go in via the event menu here. You can see it's marked by a red dot on this particular character, or when you dock to a station it's on the right hand side on station services. Now you'll see here we have three new ones to look at. We're going to have a look at these from top to bottom. First of all, the all new ship test Interference. This is the new faction wargames mode where you get to fly dreadnoughts. The new capital ships arriving in October are available for testing in faction wargames, and I'm happy to say I was wrong. You do not have to pay for access. Now in order to get this, you need to dock up at a station, tap on faction wargames here in the right hand menu, and you'll get your usual faction wargames shattered belts. But if you drag this to the side, you'll get the virtual test Interference. Now again, you can see that there are times of the day when this is available. The next round you can see for me here is 1400 to 1600 my time. They seem to coincide with the end of faction wargames. You can see here 12 till 14, then it's 1400 to 1600 here for the virtual test Interference. So if you want to try these out and have a go with these capital ships, jump in here. There's some information on the official Eve Echoes Twitter account, but basically you sign up here, you queue, you pick which of the dreadnoughts you want to fly, and you do various different tests with it against NPC rats. You then can change the fittings and try different gear on them to sort of basically test out how these ships work and operate. They're great fun. I'm still not convinced they're, needed in Eve Echoes just yet. I think other stuff could have come first, but I'm going to stop harping on about that for the simple fact they're here. It's pointless for me to complain. They're here, so we may as well make the best of it and have some fun. And this is a really cool, fun mode. Definitely jump in, give it a try, try out the new capital ships, and heck, give some feedback to the devs on the official Eve Echoes Discord. I might do a video on the virtual test Interference directly later. For the time being, it is just the 4 dreadnoughts. The carriers probably will come in a future mode. Let's have a look at the other events then, because we've got 2 more to cover. First of all, the Ship Data Test Manual. This is a limited time Battle Pass event. You'll see here that we've got the standard sort of Battle Pass layout with a free track and a paid track, and so it's really annoying that you can't easily scan without opening these. And it's like any other Battle Pass. You go into your missions and you can change these to whatever you want. You hit refresh and it'll give you some different options. Pick the one you like the look of and then tap on change. In this case, 50 NPCs for me. I like to go for the destroy 50 NPCs, the destroy 25 NPCs, and the ones that are recover ship bounties and things like that, because I like to do ratting. It's my main way of making money. There we are, obtain 6 million ISK from bounties. And you'll find that these are fairly straightforward to level up. It's just like any other Battle Pass out there. Pick which missions you want to do, hit change so they're on the menu, and off you go. Now for the rewards, what do we have? Well, basically your standard rewards, you're going to earn up to 1001 skill points and 1008 insurance points. The skill points for the manual unlock pack is 3003, along with up to nearly 4000 insurance points, 3800 pretty much, along with some permanent skins and some other bits and pieces. Now it's interesting it says permanent skins are only on the paid one, because that's not entirely true. For example, you've got the Cormorant Metal Bee skin there right at level 1 on the free track, though you get the Catalyst variant on the paid track only. The Coercer variant is at level 15, you can see it here, Coercer Metal Bee skin, and then the Thrasher is also a paid one. Now it's kind of annoying that they've done it that way around, because if you really want the Thrasher one, that means you have to pay. If you really want the Catalyst one, you have to pay. If you want the Coercer or the Cormorant, however, those 2 are free, and I kind of wish that it was a chest and you got to pick which of the 4 you wanted at each of those levels. But other things to note otherwise, again, there's a lot of it, like skill points, insurance points, there's some nanocore supply chests along this. It seems pretty evenly distributed. And as we go further along, as we get to the end, we have my major complaint with it, although it's still also a pretty good thing. On the paid version, we have the Will of Steel nanocore box, which contains Will of Steel nanocores for various different frigates. Now, I'm happy that we've got frigate ones. I'm unhappy that these are also, once again, for interceptors. So if, for example, we want to have a look at a Condor one, oh, would you look at that, we can now get an additional 16.8% missile torpedo damage on a Condor, or additional shields. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these are pretty nice. For personally, where are we finding it? There's the Merlin one, a little bit further, the Tristan one. That's a pretty cool one for me, and I'll be looking forward to getting that for the 16.8 additional drone damage. Heck, even things like having the Breacher, putting this on a Breacher Assault is a pretty good way to up its DPS, same with the Merlin and the Punisher. I just kind of wish they'd forgotten to put the Interceptor ones in there, because we're getting another buff to Interceptors. Yay! Because they needed it, right? But otherwise, I'm pretty okay with this, in fairness. There's a lot of really cool stuff along here. The free variant gets you a lot of really cool stuff, and if you do decide to pay, well, the minimum entry is 125 Aurum. That said, if you tap on the 125 Aurum, you do get a couple of different options here that you can go to, which will give you, for example, here 10 levels for 499 Aurum, and 1,299 Aurum gets you the full 30 levels right off the bat. Now, I've actually bought myself 499 Aurum here because of the Navigator program. So we're going to have a look at the Navigator program, then we're going to come back and do the ship data test manual. So the Navigator program is basically, we had this before, it's free skill points, or it's skill points based on how many skill points you already have. There is a calculation involved in this where essentially the game works out how many skill points you currently have, does a calculation, and then over 30 days you can earn a certain amount. Now here on this particular character, this is the Captain Benzie character, if I go into my skills here, you'll see that I am sitting on, let's tap through, 64,153,301 skill points. That means that this particular Navigator program is going to give me 1,437,548 across the period of 30 days. Now you can claim this day by day, like you can see here I've got the option to claim today's 47,918, or you can just wait and claim it in chunks as you wish. I like to claim it day by day, so I'm going to do exactly that. Now to access this, you need to top up 499 Aurum, and it doesn't matter what you do with that Aurum, just you need to top it up by that much. So if we were to head into the store, and when that loads, it takes a little bit of time these days for some reason. You can see I've already topped up, but if we tap on the Aurum, the cheapest way to hit that is the 949 twice. Curiously, the 949 twice actually gives you more than the 1949, despite being ever so slightly cheaper. You're saving 50 pence and getting, I think it's another 5 Aurum. It's not much, but it's worth doing in my opinion. What you then do with that Aurum is entirely up to you. If you convert that into Plex and sell it, you're welcome to do so. You could go into the ship data test manual, for example, go to unlock, tap on the Aurum there, go for the 10 level version, and drop all of that in one go, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. Because I don't always have the time to get onto these characters and I do want all the rewards as quickly as possible. Boom, manual level 10 increased, claim all of these items, and you can see there's the 2 skins, there's the Cormorant and the Catalyst from level 1, along with a load of skill points, a load of insurance points, and some nanocore crates, which of course are going to be dumped into the hold at my nearby station here. So you can see there's the small nanocore materials, the Cormorant Metal B, and the Catalyst Metal B, which I'm going to pop into my Astero cargo hold to go exploring with later on. Now, for me, those twin really quite nicely together. It's a good reason to get into the game right now and start getting on with some of these things. Obviously, we've got the standard, like the standard Concord pass, which you can be working on as well. A lot of that overlaps with the ship data test manual, so you're going to be getting the top level free stuff anyway with all of this. All of those free items you will be getting completely free as well. Don't worry about the fact that, oh, well, you may have to pay for some of this. You don't have to pay. You can just go for the free stuff. There's not that much difference, as you saw. The free stuff comes in about 100,000 skill points. It's only another 200,000 skill points for paying. And if you're not interested in the skins, well, I would just stick with the free version here. I like this. I like it. You don't necessarily want to jump in and grab the ship data test manual itself, but topping up for the Navigator program, then using that for the ship data test manual seems like an obvious use of your Plex there. Obviously, whilst you're logged in, as I said, give the capital ships a try by going into faction wargames, swiping left and having a go. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on these events. I would love to know what you guys think of the virtual test interference. I'd love to know what you think of the 2 new events. Are they worth it in your opinion? Have you bought them? Are you going to be missing them this time? The only thing I don't really care about hearing is, oh, netties are just after more money. Yes, they're a business. Of course they want money. Money helps Eve Echoes survive. Oh, Benzie, you're a shill. No, not at all. I've actually told you not to get it if you don't think you need it. I'll be honest. I think that personally, the Navigator program is pretty cool if you're going to be topping up and getting some Aurum anyway. It's a nice little bonus. And the ship data test manual, whether or not you pay for it is up to you. I honestly don't think you need to. I've done it for the demonstration purposes on this video, and because Eve Echoes is my life. It's what I play all the time. So paying an extra sort of $20 here and there, I'm okay with that, because this game gives me endless enjoyment and allows me to showcase a lot of stuff for you guys as well. I personally don't think the ship data test manual's really worth the upgrade, but if you're going to be buying for the Navigator program anyway, well, it's even if you just go for the 125 Aurum version, I think that's going to see you quite nicely through. And yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't think either of them are particularly necessary, but the Navigator program definitely does help out people who are lower down as well. It is calculated so the lower your skill points are, the more skill points you get from the Navigator program. It's a catch-up event that doesn't exclude anyone, so you might find you get more skill points out of this than I would or other people would. But again, anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, folks. Otherwise, happy sailing, and see you in New Eden!